You stopped in season 1 though.
I had to do it.
Because you had to look, you had to look 16.
So hi, my name's Oluthando from IOL. So season 2 is a lot about growth, and obviously this means the relationship between mother and son is also growing, and we're obviously going to see Shaka being more dominant, and obviously Queen Nandi is very protective of her son. So how is it working, that relationship, the evolution of the mother and son bond?
Yeah, I think it's a multi-layered answer. It's a bit tricky because he's also moving from being son to being a king. So the power dynamic also shifts a bit in a sense that in season 1, she was the strongest and highest authority, but now there's moments where Shaka has the final word as well. It's like a weird, yeah, mom, but I'm also your boss now. So, you know, it's a very weird thing, but then he's still, I think the thing that also made him a great leader, he has a great ear. He isn't just a dictator that just speaks his mind, because I think a very important tool of leadership is being able to absorb and listen to perspectives other than your own. So I think that dance is what we see, and it's where the interesting parts of the story, I think, exist.
Shaka is learning about the cultures and about Africa.
Well, I hope that shows like Shaka Ilembe lift a little bit visibility of who we are, number 1. But I also hope that content creators just make more responsible content. Make more responsible content. Positive content that shows your people, that shows your language, that shows the different cultures, that shows the different landscapes and the different offerings of where you come from in the most positive and excellent light. If we can do that, because at the end of the day, we can't, you know, I have a problem with us wanting to do a lot of things to showcase, because we want to showcase. Just be. You know, when Japanese or the Chinese make film, they don't make the film because they want to showcase. They make the film for themselves. You know, and then the rest of the world catches on. And then we then say, oh my goodness, I didn't know that this was what. You know, you look at films like Crazy Rich Asians. You know, they didn't make that film because they wanted to showcase Singapore. No. Yes, okay, we saw Singapore, but they made that show, they made that film to just tell the story, and then the rest of the world followed. So we now have that responsibility of doing that. What's the advice? I would say the advice is to be as protective as you can be. Be the helicopter mom. Yeah, be the helicopter mom, especially if you see that your child has incredible potential. I think we make the mistake nowadays of like gentle parenting and allowing people to just flourish. You should do that, absolutely. But at the end of the day, protect the boy child. There's so many attacks on young boys nowadays, you know. It's so easy and unfortunately, you look at society and young boys are so demoralized. And one has to sit back and think, what do we have to do as a society to get them motivated again? You know, what kind of things are we doing that makes it an environment for them to thrive, you know? So it's very important for us, and you know, to as people in society, outside of being anybody who's noteworthy in terms of a name, but just now in society, I look at my nephews and I'm highly protective of them, and we have the honest conversations, you know. So that's what I'd say. But also harness that talent, find the different resources, research. We have a cell phone, and we don't use them for anything but to go on TikTok and social media and for shits and giggles, excuse my French. But we don't use it for everything else, to find the resources. Who are the agents? Whether your child is talented in sport, who are the agents if your child is talented in the creative space, you know, and invest in their dreams.
Okay.
Hi IOL.
my name is Thandeka Dawn King. I'm coming back for season 2 of Shaka Ilembe as Umgabai Gaja.
And we can't wait to see the show because what's new this season?
Yay! I can't tell you everything, but you're going to be blown off your seats. Please make sure that you have seat belts. It's that hectic.
Thank you so much for your time. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm all good, and how are you?
Good, good. We're at Bomb Productions today and we're seeing your lovely face for the first time.
Yes.
And so is Mzansi soon.
Yes. Well, Mzansi might be used to me because I've been on a couple of other shows before this one. But I think this one, it's a special one. I think anyone who's a goodly speaking individual wants to be on the show. And I'm really honored to have had a seat at this table, if I may put it like that.
So let's talk about your seat on Shaka Ilembe. Tell us a little bit about your character. Who are you playing? And yeah, a little bit of tea about her.
Okay, igama Luyanda Zuma, and I play the character of Liyana, who is actually King Shaka's love interest on this season, yes. And she's a very strong, hard-headed individual who only stands for the truth and who she is, and she doesn't back down from that. You know, her biggest idol and who she sees herself as is Umam Kabai. I think Mina, again, when it comes to just the story, it's such a beautiful and overwhelming story to tell at the same time because I'm fairly young, so it's stories like King Shaka, it's fresh kandalani, but I say when I saw things which painted this man as a human, or as a person who actually was able to love, and now we get to see that side of him being colored and painted in a way that people can actually understand that it's not because he hated females, but there are certain promises that he made to certain individuals, especially amabutho akhe, why ebengakwazi mhlawumbe ukwenza X no X. But also there are rumors that actually no, he may have had umuntu ehlekisana naye back in the past. He may have had children, he may have had several females and wives. We don't know, but I'm just grateful that I'm able to color this man as a person who is actually able to let a woman into his space, even though he did have his boundaries, but we do just at least see a glimpse of the human side of him. If he can love his mom, I would stop him from loving somebody else.
Yes, Queen. Thank you so much for your time. How has it been shooting season 2 so far? What has been different this time around?
This time around, Sibe is so obviously we needed to focus more on last season. Sibe nenhlanhla ukuthi sisebenza throughout ungabikho umuntu olimalayo ezinzima and besifuna ukugcina futhi into efana na this season. I think this season we had 4 battles? More. Sure. Yeah, there were more. 4. Not amakhulu. So bekubalekile kithi ukuthi sibe fit into yokuqala, sibe more focused, and yeah, we were able to work.
With 4 battles, I'm sure you guys, besides just being fit, you had to go under training, stunts and stuff like that. Can you take us through that process? You know, as an actor now, it's more technical. How was that?
I'd say it was perfect. If you're an actor, I think we actually give being shoots like with the even though they're fake and stuff. And for sure, like Shaka, it has to look good. So going through the process with Tukabelo talented with stunt coordinator. Yeah, he's very great.
How many hours did you guys train for?
A day.
I think we do 2. It depends on what Ukuma battles amagabi, and it depends on what character yakho kuleyo if uyabona ivela kangakanani. Ngiyakhumbula ukuthi last season bekunama sessions like about 6. We got a walk out 2 hours. And we needed to fit. So eating is part of our life.
And eating healthy, obviously.
Very adjusting and specific for each person. So this is the problem times.
And also, because we shoot in winter. So layer we eating to prepare whether summer or winter. So that must shoot. I'm not here, mobile. So told him to find to be strong. It was very